Alright, we should be live now. Let's just make sure. I actually don't know if we're live. Hang on, give me a second. I did hit the live button, right? Okay. Okay, we are live. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Don't know what's happening there. Alright, let's get some music up going in the background momentarily. Okay, there we go. Just want to make sure everything was working right. Alright. Welcome on in, everyone. This is going to be a fun stream. We got a bit that I want to go over. So, I guess let's just get the schedule out of the way for what we're going to be doing today. I want to get, what's it called? Finding Yourself to a place where we can fully export the stems and we are able to get it professionally recorded. We're going to be doing that relatively soon. I want to say maybe in the next 2 months. That's the plan. That's the big plan. So, what that means is we need to make sure that we have all our recordings right. And I think right now what we're currently sitting on is the guitar parts. And then making sure that everything is mixed right. So we need to do that. As well as we need to get proper vocal, like, demo vocals in so that when we send them off, the person who is helping me knows what the vocals are supposed to sound like. Sorry, we're still dealing with that. But yes, I'm back. I am 100% back on my grind. I got a little bit of pain. If you guys aren't aware, a week ago, I got appendicitis and had to get administered for an emergency surgery. So that was fun. I stole this cane from my grandmother, and now I'm just sort of holding on to it. She wasn't using it, by the way. I think I should probably make that clear. But this is definitely very helpful, and I'm probably going to keep it for like a prop or something. Like if I need it. Because she didn't seem pretty... I asked her if I could have it, and she's like, be my guest. She didn't seem too keen on keeping it. So, I think I'll keep it by my desk. I'll figure out what to do with it. I might use it for like a skit or something. But yeah. Today I also thought, so recently we've been doing a lot of work streams. If you guys aren't familiar, work streams are where I just pretty much go live and I do my work. It's not as explanatory as it is for the Music Monday streams. So I figured for this Music Monday, we'd sort of do a quarterly check-in. Basically looking over what we've done this year, maybe some projects that are still work in progress. And then after we do that, then we will go, hang on, sorry, I'm looking at the stream manager. It says the bitrate's unstable. Well, that's fine. But yeah, I figured we should probably do like a general sweep through of like what we've done, what we've worked on this year so far, because we are reaching April. We are 3 months in, man. We're reaching April. And holy crap. So yeah, I think probably let's just stop jibber jabbering. Stop yapping, and it's time just to get into work. So first thing I want to do is, I don't know if it's here. It's not here. Unfortunate. What was it called? It's called Pizzaplex. Pizzaplex 1. There it is. Alright, we can pause the music now. Not that it was providing much. Fuck me! Okay, you know what? That's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and change this to this. Should be fine. Oh, we also need the video engine, so yeah, I guess I might enable that. That's fine. Once we get to like properly working on stuff, then I'll go ahead and switch it. But for now, I think we're good to be where we are. All right. While we wait for that to load up, I'm going to quickly tab over here to my thing. All right. I'm also glad we are we're getting a new video this week on both channels, hopefully. I'm getting through finals a little bit quicker than I usually do, so I'm pretty happy about that. Okay, is it here? It is here. Perfect. Okay. We're going to take a look at, I think the first piece that I wrote this year. This was literally made, like, January 1st or 2nd. Shortly after my end of the year burnout was over. I was like, oh, I should probably compose some music for my Pizzaplex video. If you guys aren't aware, I spent pretty much a whole year working on the Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach Pizzaplex, recreating that in survival Minecraft. There's a video out on my main channel, and then we also played hide and seek, and that's up on the Light channel. But here is the main track that I wrote for the video. So this was custom made for that video. I wanted something retro, something very synth heavy, that I could use for like building the Pizzaplex, something that would like fit in with like the aesthetic, since nothing I was finding was really working. So this is what that sounds like. I think it's also nice just to look over old pieces and see like what we've done this year. Hello, if you could work, that'd be great. What? Oh, I know why that's happening. Okay, no, that's on me. I forgot to put my fan back on high fan power. Okay, let's try this one more time, and hopefully we won't have any issues. Sorry, we were back here. I love the beat. It's nice and simple. So yeah, that's Pizzaplex 1. I don't have a name for it yet. And to be honest, this track will probably not have a name until like November, when I start to get stuff ready for the Sound of Games release. We're on volume 4 already. That's pretty crazy. This year, I think it's looking to be a really good year for people who like the Sound of Games. We've already like gotten a nice variety of tracks in, and we're only in March. But yeah, to quickly break this down, since I think we've already done it before on stream. I really like this. I like the percussion that we found. It's just a very simple. It's a very simple rhythm with a delay pattern that sort of triggers every 2 bars. Yeah, every 2 bars. And it creates this really cool echo effect and then brings it right back. Bassline, pretty simple. I can't remember what this is. Let me take a look. This one is Lalo Tension Pulse from Omnisphere. I think it's just one that I randomly found. And then just your standard chords, like synth chords. Like just a pad that just sits over it. Transferring between 2 chords. Something simple. And then we have this one. What is this one called? Circles of Light, I think? Colors of Light. Yeah, Colors of Light. So this one's kind of fun. Adds a lot of flavor to the mix with those piercing notes that just bounce up. It's fun. And then for the melody. So yeah, it's simple, it's really nice and clean, I'll say, because there wasn't a whole lot of thought put into this. I think I literally made this in like maybe an hour, and I was really happy with the result. Just jamming, just grooving, so I was pretty happy with that. As for when the song will be released, probably with the Sound of Games in December. So sorry if you're a fan of this track. One day it'll be yours. One day. Besides that, we've got a few other things that we have in the works. I believe the next one we started working on was it? I think it was not Sound of Games. Worlds Beyond Our Own. Which one was it, though? I think I would know it if I saw the title, but I just forget. Oh, it's called Chasms. That's what I think it's called. Chasms? Am I right? Maybe. Maybe not. Hang on. There's no file named Chasm. Great. Alright, well that means I'm going to have to open up the project file, or not the project file, the document that I have going for this. Fun. Actually, hang on. No, I've got it in Spotify, I think. It is called Chasms. What the fuck? What's the project file called? If it's not called Chasms, what is it? Oh, it's experimental, isn't it? Is it Experimental Planet 1, I think? I think that was it. No, don't save changes. I think this is it. I'm not entirely sure. We're about to find out. I think this is it. Alright, so this is part of a new project that I've been developing over the course of the last year. If you guys are familiar with my previous soundtrack, Worlds Beyond Our Own, hey, Apple, welcome on in. We are creating the successor to that, and it's called the Deep Space album, or the Deep Space OST, as I have tentatively named it. Um, we had our first release from this album in November. It's called Message from Deep Space. It's where the temporary name comes from, Deep Space OST. But the track that we are pulling up right now is... So there's a whole overarching story. And the idea of this story is about a space adventure that you as the protagonist go on sort of through this music. And so we have basically the start, which sets everything up. We have a track for like traveling through space. It's not easy flying through space when there's floating rocks everywhere. We have what I call Planet 1, which is basically this beautiful planet with a lovely atmosphere on the surface. Very blue and orange hues. It's beautiful. So I wrote a track sort of building the setting for that. And the track that we are attempting to pull up right here is, of course, just wait for program. The one that we're attempting to pull up here is what follows. The story goes underground on this planet. So we currently have a track that is sort of defining the underground areas, what those caves and chasms look like. Hence the name Chasms. If it'll ever decide to load. Now let's play Message from Deep Space because it's a really good track and I'm really proud of it. Probably within my top 3 tracks that I personally composed. It's great. If it ever decides to load. There we go. Let's hope it loads all the instruments. There we go. Okay, perfect. Alright, we'll go ahead and we will pause Message from Deep Space for now. That way we can talk about this. Okay, I don't quite remember exactly what... I believe this is it. Yeah, okay. We'll take a listen and I'll break it down, since I don't think we've done that yet. This is a track that we developed during a work stream. So this will be a good one to break down for Music Monday. I like the world building of this one. It's really cool. I think we need to go back to the Deep Space OST. I haven't worked on this since like February, like early February. So it's been like just under 2 months. how half these tracks are labeled and half aren't? It's really funny. I was looking at the side here. And my personal favorite part, the slow fade in with Message to Deep Space. It's just whole majestic. It appears I've accidentally muted my mic. That's fine. Okay. So the story of this track is you are going through chasms and caves of this planet and look for a ancient civilization that seems to have sent out a distress signal. So you're trying to find where they could have lived or where they could have resided on this planet, since these are the locations that they gave you. And so this track is all about the exploration of those caves and trying to navigate them. And then Message in Deep Space is about hieroglyphs that you find on the wall and basically the telling of that civilization and what they were like. And I wanted to portray them in a mysterious and grand way. So it sounds a little dark and ominous, but then also we get some really cool moments, like all the way over here, where it's just so grand, so magnificent. So we're really trying to flesh out these emotions and flesh out these like characters through dialogue and motifs the best we can. I think this is done really. I think we're doing a really good job here on the soundtrack. I think it's gonna be fantastic when it comes out. I think we still got quite a few tracks left. I think we have 5 currently. No, it's not 5. It's definitely not 5. We have 6 currently. And I think we have plans for, 7 more, I think. I need to reference the document, but we'll do that for our next Deep Space music stream, whenever that may be. I'm a little too busy at the moment to go back to this project, but I love it. I love how dark this whole thing just sounds. Our intro here, I think, has a really cool... It's got like sort of a distorted, like soft synth. Our vocals. Our pulsating bass. That's pretty common with the soundtrack. And then we have like these stalactite sounds that like really emanate the sounds of that cave. So I'm really chasing that that sound to sort of set the scene. And then we go through chord movement, setting up sort of how the whole piece will sound. And then my favorite vocal sample, Exhale. I'm still trying to figure out how to mix that in better. And then mix that in with our melody here. And yeah, it's just basically a bunch of, it's just moving through a bunch of different phases, transferring melodies and harmonies throughout. And then we have the final build-up here. I think the final build-up's cool. I wanted something... So this is in between two tracks in the soundtrack. It is in between We Were Called Here, which is the surface track. Something that's very beautiful. Very... It's almost like techno-y in a way, mixed with a very symphonic, orchestral chord progression. And then, immediately after this track, we go into the very dark and ominous sound of Message in Deep Space. So, it's about matching moods and trying to get a connecting piece in there. How are we getting from point A to point B? And so this piece just sort of fell together beautifully. When it came to getting this particular climax, I was like, okay, I'm chasing that sound of Message in Deep Space. When it comes to the sound palette, I'm really leaning towards We Were Called Here. And then taking some stuff away and getting it ready for Message in Deep Space. So, there's this track was built in a very confined space, and I'm actually really glad to see that it prospered so well. I think this track did phenomenal. Let's see what else we got. Womp womp womp. I'm gonna quickly bring this down here so I don't spoil the surprise too early. I believe what we're looking for is, yes, signal found, transmission started. This, I believe we also started this. Well, okay, we didn't start it, but we did finish it. This year. This one's interesting. This is the, I'm going to call it title screen main menu theme. Even though technically there's no main menu. It's the piece that sets up everything. And we'll see exactly how that works in a second. Once it finishes uploading. Okay. So let's give this a quick listen, because I actually am really happy with this track and how it sounds. I think it's really cool. We got a lot of stuff going on here. I love it. It's such a cool track because before this track, we had a couple set like motifs and melodies. And I was like, oh man, it would be cool to write a piece for like this track that sort of ties it together, sort of introduces everything. So that's what I did. I believe this started in a cafe in Hollywood. I think I was sitting in a cafe in Hollywood when this piece was starting to get written, as well as the main piece sort of inspired it. But what I really like is that throughout this whole thing, we have so many melodies from the soundtrack, and I think even though I like where it is now, I might try and sneak in a few more melodies once the soundtrack is getting really close to being finished. So once we have like maybe one or two tracks that are left, I'll go back to the ones that we have finished and see if I can include any melodies here. Because this track sets up the whole story really nicely. First off, we have the Deep Space, Message from Deep Space, melody, I guess you could say? I'd call it more of an arpeggiation. We have stuff from We Were Called Here, which is the planet. Planet? Yeah, the beautiful planet surface. And we just sort of hear that going through its thing. We also have this down here. And then this over here, I believe, is also from it. You can see that track in particular did a lot of the inspiration. And then I believe we have one more. Okay, no, this is the full motif from the We Were Called Here. There was something else. Oh, no, my mistake. This was not from We Were Called Here. This is from, I believe, A Spacewalk. You know what? Here, I think this is probably better if we do it this way. So this is an unofficial playlist of the music that I've created just in Spotify, so I have all my tracks in one place for easy listening. We have Ship Malfunction, A Dangerous Walk. Basically, your ship breaks down in the middle of space, traveling to Planet 2. And the melody from here... That melody is what this is. Just re-pitched up. I also just love these chords. They're so heroic, and it's like the start of like a really good journey. I love it. It is such a... This is one of my favorite tracks I've written. I'd put it in my top 10. Keep in mind, I've written... Hang on, how many tracks have I written? Let me check. Where is my giant playlist of all my own music? I've written 121 tracks. That's ranging from... That's ranging from The Sound of Games, Volume 1 through 3, Minecraft Reimagined, Champions of the Universe, Lost Discs, Worlds Beyond Our Own, all the singles, all the lyrical music as well. So Broken Mirrors, Airports, Writing to Write, Broken Mirrors Acoustic. Out of all those tracks, 121 tracks, this is in my top 10. Like, there are just some tracks that I just have a love, like a deep passion for. And this is one of them. The way I'm describing it makes it sound like it should be higher, like it should be in the top 5. But unfortunately, there are just too many tracks that I love even more than this. Like, just to list a few off the top of my head: Magic of the Forest, Trails of Information, Lover's Chaos, Message from Deep Space. What was that, like 4? If I had to list one more, probably Blue Orchids. And then, like, this would be, like, right underneath. This would be, like, number 6. Because, holy crap, man, this track is just... Yes. Okay. Let's go and let's open a new one. So that was what we did in January, I want to say. Let's move on to February. We were working on... Oh, what were we working on in February? That's a good question. I actually don't remember. Oh, I know what we can talk about. Where is my... I lost my... Okay, there it is. There it is, there it is. This is actually one that I wanted to talk about because there is an interesting story behind this one. Don't save. We're good. So this is one of the lyrical tracks that we are writing for Broken Mirrors 2, as I am tentatively calling it. We have a lot of tracks. I'm actually starting to write more tracks for that album. I started today. I started writing like 3. Those will not get shared because I want those to be a little bit of a surprise. They are not... So, I'll put it this way. All the music we've written for Broken Mirrors 2, I'm calling it the radio ready. This is something that I learned from my favorite band, Dayseeker. Specifically when they were writing Dark Sun Protocol. They wrote a certain set of songs first to sort of get out of the way. And those, it's like those, the particular songs they were referring to are like the Without Me, Crying While You're Dancing, the tracks that are like for the radio. And so we have quite a few of those that we have made. We have Finding Yourself, Perfectly Imbalanced, I'll say, and then Missing What Isn't Mine. And an example of one that I'm really proud of that we're still working on, that's not for the radio, but still has a lot of like charm and character to it, is Building Roller Coasters. I think I've mentioned it like 2 or 3 times on the channel, but it's still in works. I'm still trying to figure that out with how I want to do that. And that one's a song that I hold close to my heart. So the fact that I am starting to like write music that's not meant for like the ideal radio song means that we're going in a good direction. We have our top 3 tracks. Now it's time to dig our heels in and actually get somewhere. Anyway, so this is a track that we've been writing pretty much for like a stream series. I think if you look at the VODs channel, there's like a part 1, part 2, and then a part 3 somewhere that's like somewhat part 3, but not listed as it. Because I wanted to try writing a song from scratch. And so this is what we did. So you'll find pretty much the entire process, writing the lyrics, figuring out the chords, building the drums was a huge one. And I'm just really happy with how this sounds. So let's go ahead and take a listen. This is banger. Like this is really good. I enjoy the song. I've been chasing shadows in the dark, trying to fill this hole that I've made. Have to reignite the spark so I can have a path to guide me. Taking things day by day. This isn't how I used to live my life. How can I change my ways? I used to be different, now I'm missing what isn't mine. I'm seeing both dreams and reality, living between the lines, blurring what is real to me. My past comes back to life, echoes of someone I used to be. I'm losing my sense of time, burdens weigh
when I'm missing what isn't mine.
I also finally got the drums mixed. I did that, like, cranked that out one Thursday afternoon, and I was not happy, but I
I've
did
been
it.
drifting like waves at night, reaching for a hand that slipped.
Drums sound really
away.
nice, though.
How can I make this right? Left with words that I couldn't say, walking through an endless gray. My mind is made, but I still wonder, how can I make you stay? I used to be whole, but now I'm missing what isn't mine. I'm seeing both dreams and reality. I'm living between the lines, blurring what is real to me. My past comes back to life, echoes of someone I used to be. I'm losing my sense of time, burdens weigh when I'm missing what. I'm missing what isn't mine. I'm seeing both dreams and reality, living between the
There we go.
lines,
That's better.
blurring what is real to me. My past comes back to life, echoes of someone I used to be. I'm losing my sense of time, burdens weigh when I'm missing what isn't mine. Burdens weigh when I'm missing what isn't mine.
So I'm going to be completely honest. I think that guitar riff is really cheesy. Part of me hates that it's so cheesy, and then part of me kind of likes that it's cheesy. It's like, it's really just sort of leaning into it, and I'm like, okay, do I like lean full into it, or do I just like gut it? I like it, like it's fun. I think the one problem I'm having is, where is it? It's like on this lick right here. I don't know what it is. Like this part in particular is just really getting to me. It's like the descending part. I'm like, okay, it's kind of cheesy. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the song. We've been writing it on stream. I want to. Okay, I think pretty much all the Broken Mirror tracks are in stasis right now until I can like properly get to them. Finding Yourself is going to be the first track to get released. It's going to be a single. I'm going to confirm that right now. It's coming out this year. The reason I say that is because I am at the end of my knowledge for writing tracks in this particular genre. And every single corner that I've turned to try and look for help, no one really seems to be helping. So now I think it's a problem with me, and I need to get hands-on experience. So I am going into studio. I'm going to record the vocals there. I'm going to have hands-on experience with someone who actually does this for a living. I'm going to be sitting in on watching him edit. I'm going to listen to his process. And from there, once I learn that, I'm going to be able to take it home. I'm going to be able to finish all these tracks. We're going to have proper masters. We're not going to have the flimsy stuff from Broken Mirrors 1. Like, I want there to be a significant production quality increase between the first release and the second release. Because I think this year, more than anything, I'm looking into investing in my own music. So that means getting the right equipment, getting studio time, investing in learning the proper knowledge I need. All this is very important to make sure that the album as a whole comes out really good. And subsequently, every album following it also comes out really good. I don't know why I'm using the cane so much. It's just sitting here. I feel like a ringmaster. So yeah, I think pretty much just to boil this down, let's go ahead and start with the guitars. I think it's just the same guitar part doubled with 2 different effects on it, and then panned to each ear. And then the center guitar, I don't know, I just sort of like the sound of it. It provides a really nice bass to it, to the point where I don't think I need to actually record a bass. I think it sort of does the trick.
I've been drifting like wind.
So that's what those all sound like. And then let's go over the drums, because the drums are really cool. I think these are probably my favorite drums that I've written for a project. They're very syncopated. We designed these drums on stream, and holy crap, we were cooking that night. But I really like how the drums came out. I really need to sink my heels in and get them properly mixed. So now, if you take a look at the bottom right of the screen, right, these are the drums. Yeah, this is all the meticulous stuff that I did for the drums. So like we've got the bass, snare, hi-hat, crash, and toms. All with their own EQs specifically for that particular drum. I'm trying my best to imitate a live drummer, but unfortunately, because I don't have a drum. I don't have a drum set, and I'm also not a drummer. If you ask me to play drums, good luck. But one thing that I think vocalists get like shit for, and this is what makes me a little different because of my background, is that when a vocalist tries to do drums, they make it so crazy, like you need like 4 different hands and 4 different feet in order to properly play the sequence they prepare. From my background as a music composer, part of the job is knowing the limits of players and specific instruments. So I think I would have to like double check this against the drummer. I think there's like a couple sections where you need to hit like a tom hat, a hi-hat, and a snare at the same time, which I would not expect anyone to do live. But for like a studio recording like this, I think it works really well, like overlaying those takes. So this is like specifically for like a studio recording. I would not expect a drummer to play this if they deemed it impossible. Like if I gave them this and they started like going ham, I'd be like, fucking sick. They probably could make it work. I definitely think that this this pattern can be done really well. Yeah, like I hear a crash, a hi-hat, and like a snare at the same time, and it's like, I don't think that's possible, but you never know what drummers can come up with. But yeah, and then I don't think there's anything else really other than like the guitar solo, but that's not interesting. It's not interesting to play solo. And then of course just piano chords. So yeah, just basic stuff. And then the more when you layer up a ton of basic stuff, it starts to look a little more complex, but it's actually just very simple. The lyrics. Let's talk about the lyrics very quickly. People think this is a song about losing someone. I see you're half right. If you think that this is a song about losing someone and like the fallout of a relationship, you're half right. That's what the second chorus is about, or the second verse is about. The first verse is about losing the spark in life, losing your passion, losing your motivation to do anything, to create anything. So I wanted to sort of make it a double-edged sword. Yes, you can think about the whole song as one or the other. It's not really going to matter. But the message is split. And so I've been thinking about this. I really want to have songs that have like hidden meanings. Especially because I'm listening to more like Sleep Token and more 21 Pilots. I'm like, ooh, I don't want to give them away. And that means, oh, I can't write them live because then I also like go into like my process and like what I want them to mean. So that's why I'm like starting to get a little bit more secretive about this music in particular. I want there to be lyrics and like ideas hidden that people can like chew on and like actually like think about. It's not just black and white. There's a lot of I want these albums to have a lot of gray areas to let people decipher it for themselves. Anyway, so that's Missing What Isn't Mine. I'm gonna share with you a secret track that has not been seen by the public yet. This is an interesting one. Actually, okay, I think it's been seen once. That's a big once. Because this was the original version of Missing What Isn't Mine. And then I sort of rewrote it. Your butthole's an interesting one. Chat, ban this man. He's being gross. This one's a lot more... I don't even know how to describe it. The reason why I abandoned this song is because I didn't like it. I just flat out wasn't liking it. I think I wrote this January, like mid-January. Completely forgot about it. Are we Daredevil pilled tomorrow? Depends. I'll have to see where I am with finals. But yeah, I'm gonna play this through. I'm not really gonna talk about it. I'm just gonna let this like just be out there, and let everyone sit on it. This is a demo, by the way. Yeah, this is demo. It's like nowhere near ready, and I sort of just left it unfinished. Do with it what you want.
The thoughts within my mind always end up back on you. Trying hard to forget us, I don't know what to do. Want to clear my mind.
I think both tracks use the exact same
Fate has other plans.
or a very similar chord progression.
Every day I'm working hard, just trying to be myself. But echoes of our past come back, they seem to wanna yell. I have so much to say. I think about it every night and day. Trying to find my way. I'm dancing with a memory. Lost in yesterday. Each word feels like a melody. Smiles and tears, I've seen it all. The laughs and fears and you I fall. I've got one thing to say. I think you're the one that got away. Wake up in the morning with a linger of regret. Kicking myself hard for the words I never said.
I will say,
if
I do like the bridge on this song.
time,
I think this
I'd
bridge
be
is
a
kind
little
of
better.
fire.
Now this time I won't screw up, mistakes I won't repeat. If I had another chance to see the growth in me, the heart just made me strong. The path I had to take all along. Trying to find my way. I'm dancing with a memory. Lost in yesterday. Each word feels like a melody. Smiles and tears, I've seen it all. The laughs and fears and you I fall. I've got one thing to say. I think you're the one that got away. If you'd give me a chance, I'd take it and I'd keep it. Come so far I can't turn back or erase it. And I know I have messed up over and over all the time. Just give me one more chance, and I promise that you will find. Promise that you will find. Trying to say. I think you are the one that got away. 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 I think you are the one that got away.
Yeah. It's very cheesy, and I think very, very mundane. I didn't feel any passion in writing it like halfway through. I sort of lost the motivation for it, and I'm like, okay, if I don't have the proper motivation and I can't see the end vision, like the end goal of this, then it's trash. Like I will not like force myself to write something that I'm not like pleased with. So, I mean, the song is fine. It's not the greatest. If anything, this would be like a Bandcamp specific demo release, I think. Something like that. It'd be like a special like Bandcamp only thing. I don't know why I said that twice. One thing I do love is the bridge, though. The bridge, I think, is the only redeeming part of this song. Let me pull up the lyrics very quickly. I don't even know where they are. Oh, I found them. It just says the one that got away, and then in parentheses, probably scrapped. Yeah, no, that's about where we are with things. So the bridge is, if you gave me a chance, I'd take it and I'd keep it. I've come so far I can't turn back or erase it. And I know I have messed up over and over again. Just give me one more chance, and I promise that you will find. And then, like, because the whole premise is how do I put this? It's like when you get out of a relationship and you realize that the problem was probably you. You realize that like you weren't the greatest partner, and so you start realizing your mistakes. You try to fix them, and you're willing to put in the work. You're willing to put in the effort to become a better person. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't know what makes me so like attached to that bridge. Something about it.
One that got away. If you gave me a chance, take it and I'd keep it. Come so far I can't turn back or erase it. I know I have messed up over and over all the time. Just give me one more chance.
Ignore the fact that I'm still sick, and okay. That was my first time singing since I had surgery last week. I am not feeling 100%. I feel like maybe at 20% for singing, which is why we're not doing any vocal takes today. I just need to record the guitar behind me. But yeah, this song in particular, it's meh. It's kind of garbage. It's very generic. I don't know how on earth it escaped the trash bin, since this song was originally trashed. Managed to come back, and now here we are trashing it again. Crazy world we live in. Or, I don't know. Crazy world my mind lives in, I'll say. Yeah, close it. We're never going to hear that song again. That's done. That's in the trash bin now. Behind us. Okay, what's next? Oh, I know. Hang on. Where is it? What did I call it? I thought this was an experimental track. Liminal, Blue Skies, Elements? It's not Elements. It's not Clouds. Oh, it's J for Just Like the Good Old Days, I think? No, what is it? What? I'm looking for the Western track that we did like 2 to 3 weeks ago. Where is that thing? God damn it. What is it called? Okay, I'm actually getting really upset. What was this? I don't know if I'll be able to find it. I don't think so. No, I don't want session. I just let me see the project thing. Experiment Blue Skies Edge of Exploration. Fuck, what was it called? This is actually pissing me off. Hang on, time to go to the VODs channel. I need to like see. What? Hang on, did I not upload it? Oh no. Great. Fucking great. Oh no, wait, I think this is it. Is this it? Hang on. Okay, yeah, this is it. What's it called? Concept art. Fuck me. It's not experimental, it's concept art. Concept art Western. There we go. Okay, I need to start like getting a better I need to get a better naming convention for some of these tracks. Alright. A couple weeks ago, we did a concept art stream. If you're familiar, basically I find a piece of concept art online and I have 1 hour to write a 2-minute piece of music to it. Other than that, there are no rules. There's no real formations, no nothing. So this is what we came up with. This is based off of a beautiful piece of art of like a desert-esque landscape. I'll just let it play for itself. We'll take a listen. Also, coming in December for the Sound of Games Volume 4, I'll say. I don't think I see this piece getting released anytime soon, so that's where it's gonna sit. Sorry about that. I'm gonna go back and work on this track. There's like something about it that I really want to like fix. I can't remember. I think this is the piece that my mother liked. My mother's not a big fan of my music. I'll explain why after. I can't remember. I think this is the piece that she commented on. Basically, my I just realized I was muted this whole time. Or okay, I'll say I don't remember when I muted. But I'm a fan of this track. This track's really nice. I can't remember if I muted shortly after I coughed or what. But basically, like for it being an hour of just 1 hour of working on this, it came out really well. And the only thing I would change is this part right here. I love the way this stands out, and I want to apply it to the rest. So, yeah, if I could go back, actually, we will go back. We're gonna start doing more streams like this towards the end of the year. We'll do like one. So we got one right here. We're probably gonna do one in July or August, and then we're gonna do one at the end of the year. So we're gonna be skipping like a fall check-in. Because towards the end of the year, we're actually going to be working on these tracks again. We're going to be coming back to them. We're going to be like saying, okay, this is what needs to change for release. So, yeah, stuff like that. And I want to say maybe we have like 3 more concept art streams in the future. I've got some pieces lined up that I kind of like. I try not to take too much of a look at them. I'm just like, oh, okay, that looks cool. Save. But yeah, okay, that's that. We did that like a couple weeks ago. Next, I want to talk about something that I did yesterday because I like this track. Save changes. No, it doesn't save changes. So this is what I'm working on for my interactive scoring final. I will actually pull up the project file for this, because yesterday I did a horrible job at explaining how an interactive music system works. And I figured no better time than a Music Monday stream to reveal how a interactive music system works. So, this is title screen music, and I freaking love this. Let's take a listen, and I'll go into detail after the stream, or after this is over, as to how we made it. But let's take a listen. This has been on repeat in my ears all day. freaking love this track. This was so fun to write. I saw that muted myself. So this is a title screen track for my interactive scoring final. It's just basically using the stock template Unity tower defense game, and basically just filling it with our own sound effects and building a custom audio system for that. So I ended stream yesterday because I was a little stumped on how to do that, and I couldn't do that without actually looking at the course material and like actively listening and like working along with it, which I figured I probably shouldn't do. I probably shouldn't be streaming. Did you pass? I don't know yet. I haven't gotten the grade back on it. So this is my finals week. I submitted my project yesterday, and this week I'm supposed to be getting feedback and resubmitting it. So hopefully we'll get a good grade on it. But man, I love this track. It starts out soft and like simple. And it also ends soft and simple. But yes, welcome on in, Amber Learner. How are you doing today? I love it, but I think the one thing that I've been really just hooked onto is this part right here. I posted this on Blue Sky, and every once and also my Instagram story, my music composer Instagram story. And I don't know, the drums mixed with this really cool synth pattern sounds very EDM, and I just am rolling with it. And so this is where we were yesterday towards the end of the stream. And I was like, okay, it's missing something. This just fit really well. I don't know why. I just fell in love with this track. It's so like simple, but it was so fun to make. I think so. I've been getting a little wrapped up in orchestral pieces recently. I'll show one more piece after this, and then we'll get to what we're supposed to be doing today. But I've been getting so wrapped up in making like these orchestral scores, and to be fair, game OSTs are often either chiptune or some sort of EDM or orchestral. There's a little in between. There is. And right in that little in between is where I reside. Because it's a mixture. It's orchestral. I call it electronic orchestral. Basically taking synths like this and being able to create these like orchestral built like symphonies, which is a really fun time. I'll put on something for an example. Like, I'll put on Magic of the Forest, because I think Magic of the Forest is the greatest example that I can of this. It's using synths in a very orchestral way. Very, very contemporary, very modern. It's called electronica, don't quote me on that. I think it is. Yeah. Whenever I think of electronica, though, I think it leans a lot heavier into like the digital EDM sound. But what I do is more sample-based, and it's more atmospheric. So you wouldn't really know like where the sources are from. But man, I've been getting so locked into these like orchestral, like regular like violins, horn samples, like brass, all that stuff. And I've been getting kind of like tired of it. So I was like, okay, today I'm gonna write something that I want to write. I'll write something that's fun. I'll write something that I like to, or something that I've been really itching to write. And that's pretty much how we got this track right here. But I love the sound of Magic of the Forest because I think Magic of the Forest pretty much sums up my entire discography just like that. Fuck this, today we make dubstep. Yeah, pretty much. Ads. Oh, I'm so sorry about the ads. They should be only 90 seconds. But just writing something that I'm really happy with has been a little bit on the rarer side these days. Usually I'm trying to meet something, like a criteria. I'm trying to meet expectations, trying to fill this gap somewhere, even in my own personal music. So just the fact that I was able to write something fun, no purpose whatsoever, has been has been so fulfilling for me. Sorry, I'm getting like wheezes, which is really weird. But holy crap, I cannot like emphasize enough how fun this track was to write and how fun it is to listen to. Like I think this track and the Western track have been in my ears the most because they were just so fun. They were carefree. They had no expectations set up for them. The way that something is like if I were to compose it for school. The way something is if I were to compose for the Broken Mirrors album or Deep Space OSC. Like there's certain points where the music starts to need expectations. We back? Welcome back. So even like in my personal work, the stuff that I don't like need to do for clients, like even then, like I'm still setting expectations for like these soundtracks and these like stories I'm trying to tell with like certain like beats that are hit with certain sonic elements. This track was just fun because I got to do whatever. I got to just carefree. I got to throw whatever in, and it was fun. I think this might be my favorite track this year, right behind maybe I'd say the Deep Space title screen track. All right, I'll show one more track. This one, I'm not gonna go to. Oh, actually, okay, hang on. I got 3 more tracks. Which one do I want to talk about though? Let's go with this one first. Okay, I guess we're not doing that today. High energy. This year, it's been 4 months. Exactly. 3 months in, and I think we've already talked about... Hang on. Okay, I'll do a count once this finishes uploading. But I think we've talked about maybe 8 tracks. No, eight's a little too high. I think it might be closer to like 6. And then we've got like 2 other tracks after this that I want to talk about. I'm a very busy person. I've got a lot of stuff. Music is pretty much my entire like livelihood at this point. It's generating money, but not enough, so I still do have I still do go to a regular 9 to 5. But would be nice to drop that for music. Then I could invest way more. So once this finishes, I'm assuming that's a Contact track. I'm assuming that's the 8D Audio Majestica. Or 8DO, not 8D. Because no track would take that long. Which means we're going to be sitting here for a while. Let's put on Magic of the Forest once again. Because I like it. Yeah, how's everyone's night doing? We are having a fantastic time over here. I was in band for all my years in middle school and high school, so 7 years of alto saxophone. Wow. Only recently I began actually composing and producing stuff as a hobby. I started, I think I went 6 years on oboe, which only after I finished doing stuff for a band did I realize, oh, I actually kind of like the oboe. it was a chore to play. It was an incredibly hard instrument. I think it was actually ranked the hardest instrument in an entire symphonic orchestra, which is kind of why I chose it in the first place. I was like, oh, I want to be different. Turns out, different's not so fun. But I think right as I was leaving band was when I started composing. And then the composing thing sort of took off, and I'm like, oh, I kind of want to go back to band now, because like I could have used some information that I don't necessarily have. Yeah, that's cool though that you have the knowledge of like playing in a band, and you're able to use that for composing and producing stuff. I think that's very important. That not a whole lot of people do actually. Some people start their music journey. Sorry. I saw my stream manager freeze for a second. Even partook in marching band. I did too. That wasn't as fun though, because my school didn't have like the necessary budget for that stuff. So we ended up marching with buckets. Only like I think the seniors got actual like marching drums. But for the rest of us, we got just this is really silly. We just got regular 5-gallon buckets. That's fun. Only did one marching band event, and then I was like, nah, I'm out. Come on, work for me. Alright, well, this time we have a visual indicator on if it will respond or not. That's crazy. Actually, now that we're in March, I think that brings me to 8 years that I've been composing. Right, since 2018? 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Oh no, we're at 7. Okay. So yeah, I started composing in high school on an iPad. Funny story. So, as I was getting into composing, I worked a lot on GarageBand. GarageBand iOS in particular. I had a school-issued iPad, so it had like all the security apps needed for like a teacher to lock you out if you weren't in the correct app, or if you were doing something that you shouldn't have. FL Studio user here? Nice. I know quite a few FL Studio users, as well as I think nowadays people are going to Ableton. But I was in history class, or I should say, getting ready for history class. And my history teacher, absolute horrendous person, would never wish any one of my worst enemies to take her class. But basically what ended up happening was I was sitting there writing music, and as soon as the bell rung, not even a fraction of the second, I don't even think the bell was over, she was standing over me. Mr. Arona, it's time for class. I was like, sheesh, let me save my work. So needless to say, here I am. And there she is. Actually, I don't know where she is. I think she got fired. Okay, so this is, to put simply, client work. This is something that I've written for a client of mine. And I still wanted to share it because I think I started this on a previous stream, worked on it on another. But this is pretty much a good explanation of why I've been a little fatigued of like the cinematic, like pretty standard like film score type sound. I'll play it and we'll see. away from the 7 years to make sure every sound is like sounds. Like it's having fun and stuff regardless of what it is in the genre. Is that genre? That is a good, yeah, that's a really good takeaway. Speaking of having fun, I will share a little Easter egg in this project file. Ow, still missed. We're in a minute. We're healing. All right, so very quickly, I want to show off the beatboxing because the beatboxing is really funny. Originally, we were writing this for a school assignment, and the requirement was contemporary percussion. And I'm like, well, what the hell does that mean? What is temporary percussion? So Chad and I were tossing it back and forth. And eventually we came to, all right, well, what's more contemporary than beatboxing? So we threw beatboxing on top of this very cinematic beat. So yeah, that's really funny. We spent like a whole like 10 minutes working on that. It's part of Battery. It's called Beatbox Elliot. So we now refer to him as Beatbox Elliot. So anytime I bring this track up, I'll call it Cinematic Track featuring Beatbox Elliot whenever it has the beatboxing on it. Funny, hilarious. But this is actually a really good reason, or this is actually a really good time to bring up why I feel fatigued. I've never heard of the term contemporary percussion, but I'll take your word for it. Yeah, I don't know. I figured, because I talked it over with some classmates as well. I was like, what on earth does it mean, contemporary percussion? They're like, I don't know. Maybe just throw a modern drum kit over it. I'm like, okay. Who knows what vintage or classical percussion is? I could not even like begin to imagine. But this is a good example of like a track that makes me feel a little fatigued. I'm not saying this track is bad by any means. I think this track is really well made. But I got locked into this type of genre for maybe around 5 months. All I would make is with these exact same instruments. So there's no sonic difference between this track, the one I wrote before it, the one after that. This is all for my film scoring class. So I got real tired of it. Which is why I ended up making the title screen music that we did for the tower defense game, is because I think one thing that defines my style of music is my sonic elements, what you hear, the synths that I use. I use a lot of different synths, and I constantly am shifting in and out depending on the project, depending on the song. I'm always working with different sounds, and I feel like for fuck this part 2, we make drum and bass today. Exactly. Sorry. So sorry about that. But basically, like when I got locked into just using like these specific instruments, like it is these specific instruments. It is this specific sample of brass. It is this specific violin sample when I need it. Like everything was pretty much okay. Open up a project file, get this, and this, and then that's gonna be it. Like I have like 5 main instruments that I use for this style of music, and I got kind of bored of it. I got a little upset by it, and so I was like, okay, well, this will probably be the last track that I make using this style. I don't think I'm gonna be like relying on it too much anymore because it's just not my thing, and I'm not too happy making it. So if I can, I will stay away from it. Which then leads me to the next piece that I have here, which is also client work. This is currently in the works. I was supposed to have it finished. Actually, I don't think I put a date on when I was supposed to have it finished, but this is currently what I'm working on. So this is the first work in progress piece that we're showing today. This is, what's it called? Grand and Ominous, which you'll see steers away from what we just did. This is for the same client, by the way, so this is going to sound really interesting. So you can already hear a big sonic difference between the last track that we heard and this track. In fact, I would even say this track goes back to my roots. This is very Minecraft Reimagined coded. For those of you that are unaware, Minecraft Reimagined is a resource pack that I made, basically recomposing all of Minecraft's music. That was a really fun project that we did in 2021. I gotta say, I really like Minecraft Reimagined. So when I was looking for my own tracks to reference, what was it called? Lakes of Lava was one that I referenced. Let me go ahead and pull that up very quickly. Where on earth is it in this file? Here it is, Lakes of Lava. So this is one of the Nether tracks. Okay, but seriously, I experimented with the orchestral style before, and I wanted to mess it up, but then I remember Artcore, a combination of orchestral and drum and bass elements, genre most common in rhythm games and anime media. Yeah! Whenever I hear like anime intros that do like that, like drum and bass / orchestral mashup, it's done really well. I think someone came into my chat, I want to say like a year and a half ago, or something, and they showed me this really cool, like, it was something of that mixture, like the orchestral and drum and bass mashup. I wish I remember what I was listening to, because I don't think I had the VOD saved, and holy crap, that music was phenomenal. Because it was like there was something about it that I was like, wow, this is really cool. I want to like listen to it more. And then I lost it, and I was like, great. But yeah, the track that we're listening to, Lakes of Lava, is the track that inspired this one that I'm currently working on. All right, I think that's a good enough sample. So you see where the parallels are with these two tracks. My brain was like, okay, I want to go back to my roots. I have branched out so far. My work sprawls several genres. I got a large wheelhouse on me. Sometimes I just want to go back home, make something simple. Continue working on this week. I think this probably should be done before our next music stream. Hopefully I'll have something more substantial to share. The requirements are basically, it needs to be 3 minutes worth of music. And for this track in particular, The feedback I got from this particular segment is more vocals. It needs to be more ominous and grand. So I was like, can do, will do. So that's the state of that. Okay, one more track, I promise, and then we will finally get to what we were working on, or what we're supposed to be working on today. I structured it this way because I figured we would probably blast through what we need to pretty quickly, give or take about half an hour, and I figured we haven't really done a whole lot of like explanation as for like what we've done this so far this year, and it's been a lot. I think last time we did this was around June of last year. And by June of last year, we had 30 different, or no, it was July. July, we had 30 different tracks composed. Which is pretty crazy, because that means that we were churning out almost one song a week. Across several different genres. Or several different projects. I think Writing to Write, Take Your Time. Actually, why am I questioning it? I can just look it up. We had Writing to Write, Take Your Time, Inside My World, Message from Deep Space, Airports, The Sound of Games, Broken Mirrors Acoustic. All of that equaled like 30 tracks, like 33 tracks. All right, this is the last project that I'm going to go over before we dive into the work that we want to do today. This one is a very interesting one. This is a roller coaster that I composed for because I got bored and I wanted to do something like that. So, hang on, I think it's best if I give it to me half size, I guess. I'm going to put this in the center of the screen. We're going to watch this unfold because I think this is so cool. Ride called Medusa, made by a good friend of the channel. His name is the Jagger KK. And I won't lie, we might end up making another track for his water coaster. I forget what it's called though. I wish I remembered. But yeah, so that was a fun little project that I put on myself. He didn't ask for it. He didn't like reach out to me like, "Hey, can you compose music for this?" I was like, "Okay. I want like a really themed coaster." I saw his, and I was like, okay, this will work. Like, this is a really good coaster. So, I wanted to try it. Obviously, with a project like this, you have to time everything. So, we have a ton of different markers here relating to stuff happening in the video. So, for example, here, we've got strobes on the statues. The lighting of the statue, or the animatronic, and then the launch outside, and into the garden. and then back underground. Outdoor, indoor. I tried this in the past before. I tried this maybe around 2 years ago. And I didn't understand exactly why it wasn't working. But looking at, I guess after taking a few classes for film composition, this is pretty much just film composition. You have timed events that you need to hit, like this Heartline rule, for example. We're going in spirals, and I wanted to put an emphasis on that. So I put a little I put a little string to sort of put an emphasis on that. And I was like, okay, cool. Same thing with, for example, the outdoor garden. I wanted it to be like a more peaceful setting. And then we have to dive back into the darkness like really quick. So it's all about like a give and take. How do you manage the energy levels of a coaster like this? One thing I learned from film composer Michael Giacchino, known for his work on Pixar stuff like off the top of my head, Up, The Incredibles, Ratatouille, stuff like that. He also did the music composition for roller coasters at the Disney parks. For example, Space Mountain over in Paris, Space Mountain at Disneyland in Anaheim, California, as well as the Incredicoaster here in Disneyland, California. And one thing that he said in an interview for writing for this type of media is you cannot fight the coaster. You have to work with it. If the music goes too fast, the coaster feels like it's slow. If the music is too slow, the coaster feels like it's dragging. So it's about trying to find that right balance and trying to make sure that everything lines up well, feels like it goes fast, and overall fits the vibe really well. So I think we did a really good job with this coaster. It's a good track, I will not lie. This will also be going into the Sound of Games in December, yeah. Usually that's scheduled for like the last week of the year. Maybe it might go up. I think 1 year it came out on like Christmas or like the week, like a day before Christmas. I don't know. It's all about trying to figure out the right time to release stuff like that. But man, this year the Sound of Games is looking stacked. Most of the tracks that we showed here are going into the Sound of Games because they don't have a project. Or they don't have a specific soundtrack to go with it. Alright, so finally, we've gotten through everything of the year. Right? Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 tracks in 3 months. Keep in mind, this is on top of this is on top of like doing schoolwork, which doesn't have as much sustenance to it, but still requires like a week of work. So we're really on the grind this year. If we keep this up, we're probably going to end up with like 40 different tracks maybe by the end. Not all are going to be in the Sound of Games, but yeah. All right, so this is what we're working on today. This is what I wanted to start an hour and 40 minutes ago. This is a track that I've been working on for over a year at this point. Started in January of last year. As of today, I need to get it ready for professional mixing. And on first listen, you might not hear any big things, but there are things that need to get fixed. So let's go ahead and do a listen through, and then I will explain. This is for Broken Mirrors 2.
of you is the cost. Broken dreams,
Sure, we'll get the temp vocals on this.
lost ideals. Someone help me find out what is real. I want to tell you I'll be right here. Even in the darkest times you fear. You say you're finding yourself, but if it's meant to be, darling, why do you have to fly free? I could stay with you. I would support your dreams and give you everything you need.
Man, there are just so many vocal clips here. It's crazy. Crazy.
Memories played like reels inside an empty hole of thoughts and feels, lost in fog.
We're not here to record vocals
Cannot
today.
see.
Unfortunately, as much as
The
I'd love
road
to replace this
ahead
garbage.
is all unknown to me. I should have told you I'd be right here. There is no need to shed a single tear. You say you're finding yourself, but if it's meant to be,
Producer and me,
darling,
that's Besser.
why do you
Best would be for the best
have
performance decision to put reverb on
to
this.
fly free?
There was reverb on this.
I could stay with you.
And if you caught a glimpse,
I would
it's in the unused
support
bit.
your dreams and give you everything
You can see there's a ton of different-
you need.
Wish I didn't do that.
Oh,
There's a ton of different effects on this. I've been literally messing with this for over a year. Every single time comes out worse than the last. So,
the memories of us
we're working on it.
play in my head. The best of them are better left unsaid. Time passes by without you here. I'm starting to
Does that use your brain a little bit?
disappear. You say you're finding yourself, but if it's meant to be, darling, why do you have to fly free? I could stay with you. I would support your dreams and give you everything you need.
Yeah, okay. That's garbage. Absolute garbage on the vocals. But unfortunately, I cannot replace them today. As I would literally probably die in this chair if I tried to. But what we need to do is we need to replace these guitars. The guitars are the problem here. Not the whole way through, but for example, if you listen, let's listen to with a click track on it, for example. Sounds normal now. Wait till the chorus. And there we go, it's out of sync now. So, you see the dilemma here? I can't send this to someone because then they'll have to bend over backwards to try and get that to line up normally. Now, we could do software to do that, but software sounds like shit when you try and edit a piece like that. Like, for example, let's just duplicate this for a second. I'll show you what you could do. Let's take that. let's just solo this. We're going to pan this back to center so we can get a good example. I'm going to set this to polyphonic so I can work with this. And I've decided that I don't like it, so we are going to... Great, where is it? Hang on, I forget. Time operations. Nope, beat detective. That's what I want. Let's capture a segment. Let's say just normal resolution. And analyze it. Let's generate. Preserve, take location, I think, is what I want. Oh, shit. That's actually not what I want. You know, I didn't take into consideration that. I think it's sample. Okay, here's our problem. The tempo's 153. This is generating tempos at like 161. This is a problem. We don't want that. Okay, either way. So that's our main problem. It's just we can't use software on it because it's not gonna sound the way we want it to, and it's gonna be an absolute nightmare. So time to re-record. Which means pulling out the guitar. Yes, delete. Okay, there we go. Okay, we got the guitar. Time to plug it in. I have not... Okay, I'm going to be completely honest with you, chat. I have not played guitar in probably about a month. I've been a little too busy with other projects that don't need the guitar. Please don't fall, Spider-Man. Okay, let me grab a pick as well. Bop, 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 bop. Okay, let me just... I cannot sing, holy crap. I can literally feel myself about to, like, cough. Okay. So I know the pattern. It's time to try this. I don't know how much luck we're gonna have here. Did I switch the playback engine? Shit. Hang on, that might be our problem here. Ba 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 ba. Input, output, volt 2, perfect. Where do I pick up? There it is. Okay. In the meantime... Oh my fucking god. No, don't save a detailed report. Just... Okay. I need you on line 2. Right, now you should work. Perfect. All right, can I get away with lowering the buffer speed? Is that possible? Or are we just going to cause a lot of issues? Alright, we're gonna try this. Pan them both back to center. Hello, center would be great. Center, thank you. I think we are good to go. I don't see why not. Alright, problem area right now is
Fear, you say you're finding yourself, but if it's meant to be, darling, why do you have to?
How did you get back? What? How the fuck are you getting back to? Okay, sit there. You're automated, aren't you? What? Bruh. Fucking bruh. Are you gonna go back to center now? Ah, now you're going back to center. Fun. Fun, fun, fun. Alright, let's try this. That should do. Just enough to be able to have a transition segment right here. Sheesh. Okay, let's hear this. That's not on time, is it? Okay, let's try again. But this time we only hear the guitar and the click track. I think that might solve our issue here. Okay, well that makes sense. Okay, don't mess this up. Fuck me. It wasn't going too well anyways. Alright, let's try again. Okay, let's try that now. I'm not going to worry if the guitar left doesn't sound good. I just want to hear it as this. Let's try it. I swear to God, I am playing it on tempo. So what the fuck is happening here? I'm trying to think. Jesus Christ. Okay, time to do a little bit of mystery hunting. What is happening here? I found the issue. Let's try that now. Let's see if that works. So much fucking better. I knew my playing wasn't shit. Okay. Whew. I got that out of the way. Where was it sitting at? 2.9? Okay. Your turn. One track cannot be recorded. Bruh. Let me work my magic. Okay, there we go. Okay, you also need help. That should be good. Alright. You need to shift ever so slightly. Alright, sounds good. Yeah, sounds good. Okay. For now, we're gonna pan them back to where they should be. Gonna move this over here. Like that. You need to be brought all the way over here. Okay, let's try that now. Oh, that sounds so much better. Let's keep listening. Let's see if we find anything else. Let's get fixed. Or re-record bridge so this sounds funny. Okay. I wish I was a little more specific. I know the ending sounds good. I spent quite a bit of time working on this ending. Yeah, that's awesome. Sounds really good. Thank you, Apple. Okay, well that needs to end pretty much on the same time as this, otherwise it's gonna sound weird. Something's not... Weird. I'll figure it out in a second, though. So... Okay, this one doesn't have automation on it. Weird. Are you supposed to? You do. What? Touch, read. Okay. What is happening here? What is overriding your thing here? What? Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna be able. I guess we're not finding out today. That's cool. That's cool. I didn't need to know anyways. That also would explain the inconsistencies in sound. Like you can clearly see in the mixer here that the left is a lot louder. Why are you sitting at negative 16 decibels? Work with me here. I want to listen to that bridge again, because I have a note here saying re-record it, but I don't know if I already did that or not. There it is. It's on like measure 113. Question is that noticeable in the whole mix? Let's see. Hang on, wait a second. Fuck me, dude. That would totally explain it. I was like, there's no way it's because the track is armed, right? Doesn't sound noticeable. Yeah, I don't think it's too much of a discrepancy the way it was with the Chorus 1. Yeah, no, this is epic. I like this. All right, I think we're in a place where I can actually submit this to with my music. So the plan is, in the next 2 months, I plan on taking this track in and getting it professionally recorded. I plan on sitting in on a mixing one-on-one with a professional, someone who has been doing this for quite a while. And then, hopefully, by the end of that, it will be ready to publish. And I think this might be the last time you guys hear this track before it gets published. I don't know if I will share it again. Would be kind of cool to keep it a secret until it's ready. But you guys know me. You know how I like to share things early, so there might be a clip floating about. I also want to get a music video for this recorded. And have it go up at the same time. So, what that means is it's also going to be, I'm going to be pushing the music the same way I would try and push a regular release. Only this time I'm going to try a little bit harder on the social media side of things. I said I was going to try and do that this year, and then of course the first release that I try and do that for, I end up getting in the hospital for. So I didn't have time to do that. I'm still gonna do the social media push for Broken Mirrors Acoustic, but it might just take a little bit longer. So, hoping that all's good there. I think we are gonna go ahead and end here. It is 10:30. I still got some stuff I need to do before I end up going to bed. Mainly surrounding finals and stuff. But yeah, I am feeling very confident about what we've done today. I'm going to be tweaking it just a tiny bit. And then after that, it's going to be out of my hands, which will be really fun. Anyway, guys, we will be live on Wednesday. Probably with Lunchbox, if I had to guess. Haven't really decided. Thursday, we're going to be back with Split Fiction. Missed that last week because I was feeling absolutely horrendous. And then Friday, video on the main. Saturday, video on the light channel. Same schedule as always. We're back in full production. I love the song so much. Every time you show it on stream, it gets stuck in my head. That's awesome. I'm glad that it gets stuck in your head and that it's memorable at least. But yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and raid the lovely Charcoal, who is live playing Hardcore Minecraft. Yes. All right. Thank you all, chat. You have been wonderful today. I'm looking forward to seeing this release. I'm hoping that this will be the song of the summer, man. Wouldn't that be something? Anyway, thank you all so much. I'll catch you all on Wednesday for another video or another stream. Bye-bye. Oh, it's on this computer. My bad.